Hello friends and welcome to my channel. So in my last stable diffusion video, I showed how you can create custom checkpoints by combining two completely different types of checkpoints. So today I'm going to take that experiment even further and show you the third option of combining a tertiary model C. If you go to the checkpoint merger tab, you will see that there are two ways to combine your model. One is the weighted sum, where you say, okay, you want this much percentage of model A and this much percentage of model B, and there is this add difference model. So what it does is it takes one checkpoint entirely and adds the difference of other two. Now this is very complicated because you don't really get A plus B plus C of any weight, but you get is A plus B minus C times the multiplier. So it can create some interesting effects or interesting checkpoints that you can use. So I have done that in my video and I'm going to show you the results. Hello friends, so here is my stable diffusion WebUI master created by Automatic 1111. So this is the checkpoint merger tab which I showed in my last video. So you can see that there are basically you can load three models, which is the primary model A, then secondary model B, and there is a tertiary model C. Now I try to look for explanations as to what does it mean to have a tertiary model C, because the weighted sum of tertiary model C is not possible to make, because this option here is it only does A plus B with a multiplication set of m. So as you can see from from the equation here, it's A times 1 minus n plus B times m, which means that if you slide this rocker towards left, it will be more like primary model A, and if you slide this towards in this direction, it will be more like primary model C. So you can use the tertiary model C if you use the add difference interpolation method. If you place your cursor over it, it shows that what it does is it retains full primary model A without any weighting or whatever, without any weightage, adding any weightage, and then it subtracts the model C from model B and then multiplies it with a multiplier. So what I did was I actually combined two completely different checkpoints which are not like which are not like each other. So what I did here was I combined um, the mid-journey papercut checkpoint, and as a secondary model I took the anything checkpoint, and then as a tertiary model I took a stable diffusion 1.5 pruned checkpoint. All right, and I made the multiplier 1. So what essentially I had was I had 100% of mid-journey papercut, and then this was subtracted from anything. All right, which means that if there is anything common, which I don't think there is much, uh, because 1.5 sucks at creating anime kind of images, so it subtracts it and then multiplies it by 1. So it essentially remains paper cut minus anything plus version 1.5. So I don't even know what it creates, but it creates something very interesting. And so I've actually done that, and I've saved that as a checkpoint which I call mid journey papercut with anything minus SD 1.5. And I also created another checkpoint which is mid journey anime checkpoint. The mid journey anime checkpoint is basically the mid journey checkpoint plus the anything checkpoint, and it has a multiplier of 0.5 exactly, which means that it is equal parts paper cut and equal parts anything. And then I tested some simple prompts to see what kind of results I get. Okay friends, so here is my comparison images. So the first line of images are created using the prompt redhead cute girl with blue eyes. So with just anything v3 I get this image, and with the same prompt using the MJ papercut checkpoint I get this prompt. So this is really a basic papercut kind of model. There is almost no color information, doesn't use the word red or anything, and with 50-50 conversion, which means the checkpoint that has 50% of anything and 50% of papercut, I get this. So I do get somewhat redhead, and I have an anime type girl face. But with the last checkpoint, which is papercut plus anything minus stable diffusion 1.5, I get this image, which is, I think it's completely mind blowing because it uses this light coming from the background and it just looks amazing. I really like this image. I like this one too, which is a 50-50 sort of interpolation, but this is just, I think this is something special. And then again I tried with another simple prompt, which is red dragon. So with just anything we get this, with anything checkpoint we get this image, and with only paper cut checkpoint, using the paper cut checkpoint, I get this image. And with 50-50, which means that where interpolation of anything and paper cut is 50-50, I get this image. But with the tertiary model added, which is basically paper cut plus anything minus stable diffusion 1.5, I get this image, which I think is highly detailed, but it's kind of very blurred. As you can see, maybe I needed more steps, I don't know, but with the standard 20 steps, because I'm trying to keep everything same, I get this image, which is, I think, much more detailed. And I think if I could have gone for a higher resolution or with higher steps, I would have had a much better detailed result. Then finally, I tried another simple term, ginger cat. So again, with anything, I get this image. With mid-journey paper cut checkpoint, I get this image. And in 50-50, I get this image, which is also very nice. I really like this. It's very interesting looking as well. However, with my soup of models, which is paper cut plus anything minus stable diffusion 1.5, I get this. So it has no ginger cat at all. So I don't know where that came from. This is more like anything rather than ginger cat. So it's possible that stable diffusion one version 1.5 couldn't process the terms ginger cat, so it gave me an anime model of a ginger cat girl. That is a possibility, because if you look at the eyes, they seem to have the same kind of eyes, and of course she has ginger hair, and she does have this tail which is like a cat's tail. So that's how this new model actually interpreted this. But what I really love about this model is the way that stable diffusion actually created light behind and how it's lighting sort of the whole scene. This is completely different and completely unique image that I got from combining these three different models. So guys, you wanted to know what kind of results that I get if I use this other option, which is tertiary model C. What happens if I use tertiary model C, and what happens if I try to add three different checkpoints in a very interesting way. I wish I had the option of combining A plus B plus C, but I don't. But what I have is not exactly bad. I really sort of enjoyed creating these images. So I guess you can download these models and take the same formula. My formula was simply to put Midjourney Papercut as primary model, anything V3 as secondary model, and V1.5 pruned as the tertiary model, and my multiplier was 1. So you create that checkpoint and you come up with interesting images and share with me, and I want to see what kind of images that you get out of this custom checkpoint. So guys, see you again in the next video where I talk about something else, some different techniques that I've used to create some interesting stable diffusion images. Till then, goodbye.